the mayor of Paradise Island, the great Jimmy Dykes. Happy holiday, everybody. You know, both of these teams have excellent guard play, but I wonder today, Jimmy, in the first semifinal, if the road to the championship is going to be paved with a little bit of muscle.
Yeah, with muscle and hustle, because if you don't play hard in this game, you're going to get embarrassed. And I don't think there's a concern at all for Devin McLaughlin for Vanderbilt. He's the motor and the juice behind Vanderbilt right now, and why they are in the semifinals. This is a kid that is so versatile, OB. Can play the 4, can play the 5. He is in constant motion on the offensive end and puts a lot of pressure on that rim with his versatility. 99 in white is a real problem for VCU. He was terrific yesterday in their quarterfinal win against Western Kentucky.
For the Rams, Lazar Djokovic is 6'11". He had a big day for VCU in round 1, 20-8.
Well, when they needed him, he rose up and got things done around the rim. Djokovic coming into the island, didn't show a lot of back-to-the-back baskets, but man, did he go to work on the inside yesterday. As a result, 17 in white, shot a ton of free throws, but he advanced VCU to the semifinals. He's 6'11", 235, hard to guard, hard to handle, and he was terrific yesterday. He drew 11 fouls, another big guy that's active in this game today.
Got to the line a ton, 18 attempts, a tournament record here in the Bahamas. So great to have you with us today. Maybe this is your appetizer to launch your afternoon and evening of feasting. We get started with the opening tip here. Vanderbilt at 6-0, VCU at 4-2. Vandy had trouble hanging onto the basketball yesterday. They turned it over 17 times. It's a Rams team that can get after you defensively. But very quickly, Nickel with a steal. Lays that up off the rim. Tapped up. But they're going to wave that off. It was on top of the cylinder. No basket.
Yeah, that ball was not quite off the rim. But appreciate the hustle of Tyler Tanner. And Mark Byington has challenged his guys since yesterday. If your motor's not hot today, we could get ran out of this gym. And good energy by the team in white. First 20 seconds.
Nickel with the attempt. Yeah, Tanner.
Still in it. Yeah, easy call.
The officials are Bert Smith, Mike Roberts, Tony Padilla. So an excellent crew here for game 1. Jennings up high, the point guard. He's out of Richmond. Nyk Lewis with a little bit of a stumble. VCU beating South Florida 78-66 in the quarterfinals. Shot clock is down to 3, and he lost it again. And picked off by Okereke. Tanner can hit the 3, so can this guy Nickel, but he's off target on the first one. Trying to save it. A little shove there on the baseline inside the first minute. And the first foul here this afternoon. That'll go on McLaughlin, number 1 on the big guy.
I talked about him yesterday. He is their MIG, MIG. Most important guy is Devin McLaughlin for everything that he does. Gets called for a hustle foul. Boy, Vanderbilt's defense to start this game just completely deleting the drives of VCU's starting 5.
Barry Evans coming off a big one yesterday, 10 and 10, so he was really outstanding on the glass. Djokovic taking a lot of touches and a lot of fouls, as you mentioned. Evans will line up his first shot, but that'll clang away, and a big rebound by Okereke, 6'7" grad, who is the Cornell transfer. He'll get a touch in the paint. Trying to spin in the lane, and a 3-second violation.
Yeah, once you don't finish your move to score, that 3-second count gets to 3 seconds. I'm still very impressed, OB, with Vanderbilt's ability to cushion, contain that basketball on drivers. I know VCU shoots 33-point shots a game, but it's all set up by their ability to drive and grab a piece of the paint. So far, the team in white has taken that away. That's a big deal early in this game.
Vandy holding Western Kentucky back yesterday, 83-78 in the quarterfinals, so they remain perfect. They had come to the Bahamas averaging 100 points a game. That's a tougher task here against this level. Lewis, too strong. Rebound picked off, and after the fake, a whistle and a foul. And Mark Byington, the head coach for the Vandy Commodores, his 5 transfers this year. These two guys head-to-head, 2 of the brightest minds in coaching today. Phil Martelli Jr. on the other side.
I would agree. They embrace analytics, but they embrace nothing we write on the whiteboard matters if you don't play extremely hard. And it's a great combination, a blend of that for coaches these days. I think in this game, it's about 75% effort and 25% what we wrote down is important. Both Phil Martelli and Mark Byington, they bring and demand hard-playing dudes.
Phil's dad was pretty good, too.
Yes.
Outstanding head coach in his own right, St. Joe's. Jennings at the line, 6'4" sophomore. Mentioned his mom has 2 degrees from VCU. So a lot of tuition in the family. Not in Brandon's case, though.
Well, he is a monster defender. Will be on that A-10 all defensive team when it's said and done. If you're Vanderbilt, take care of that basketball. This team in black, very handsy, very quick.
Miles getting it downstairs. Karaki can't finish. The follow is up and good by Jalen Washington, a North Carolina transfer.
He's a key guy. Now, Vanderbilt only got 7 offensive rebounds yesterday. They missed 32 shots, a low ratio. They've got to be a better offensive rebounding team today.
Djokovic will swing this to Lewis. Jennings on the baseline. Seeking out a little bit of contact there with Miles. Has to get rid of it. Evans will launch it. Barely got to the iron.
Mark Byington clamoring for a 3-second count as well.
Here's the long one on the way, and Nickel can't hit it. Fight for the rebound. Out it goes, and it'll stay on this end.
Well, good movement, but the ball moves and people move in this Vanderbilt offense. The ball doesn't get stuck and the feet don't get stuck by players. They are in constant movement and terrific spacing in their half-court offense. Let it fly.
Nickel will let it fly indeed, and on the money for a triple.
He is the guy you got to get on top of. Look at Tyler Tanner steal the inbounds. Here he goes again.
Nickel with another one. Back-to-back triples in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, Tyler Tanner not dropping dimes. He's dropping dollar bills to Tyler Nickel.
And an 8-2 lead for Vandy, and a whistle with 16:55 to go. First half, and Tyler Nickel getting going.
Well, Tyler Tanner is one of the best point guards in the SEC. But he rips that basketball away. He's a one-man press and finds his buddy Tyler Nickel, who the best three-point shooter in the SEC last year during conference play at 47%. He is a flamethrower on the island.
49% for the year from three-point distance. Foul went on Duke Miles of Vandy's first. Collapsing Djokovic right there on the logo, and he is in some pain. And writhing on the court. Just collapsed, untouched, Jimmy.
Well, we'll see the replay. I think Tyler Tanner's was trying to blow through that ball screen and got his knee into his thigh area. Watch right here. Does Tyler Tanner in white come right there?
Oh, yeah, he sure
clipped
did.
him good, man. That's
he got blown out there.
Yeah, that should have been a foul. He's in legal position trying to hand that ball off, and Tyler Tanner just blows him up, and that's a missed call. But more importantly, you got your most important guy for VCU down on the floor.
Let's see if he can rise to his feet. This is huge for the Rams. Given the game he had yesterday, 20 points, 8 rebounds against South Florida. 6'11" Serbian on his feet. And off to his sideline. Let's see how long he is going to be on that bench. So Lazar Djokovic, we talked about him in the open. And they need him to play a lot of minutes today for VCU.
Yeah, they will now. If I'm Phil Martelli, you got video behind your bench and you've looked at that play. I'm all in the ears of those 3 officials about a no call that has cost my guy to sit out. We don't know for how long.
Tanner up top for Nickel. 2 fast threes. Karaki off to Washington. And lost it. And a loose ball. Still loose, but it's going to be picked up by the Rams. And here they come. Tracy with a pull-up from distance, but can't hit it. Tanner wants to get it and go. They will swing it for Miles, coming off 28 points yesterday, and he drains it.
That is big time, OB. I'm telling you what, the speed that Vandy brought that ball rim to rim was outstanding. To TT, Tyler Tanner gets it to the rim in about 3 seconds, but doesn't make a poor rim decision.
Mackay and Brewster.
Yeah, my two new buddies this year. Yeah, along with Cosmo and Canella, Sebastian, first-name basis. Those are some intelligent animals right there. Brain capacity more than a human, which is a little sad on our part.
Is that right? I had no idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learning something every day. 11-2. Vandy off to a raucous start. Jennings to penetrate and try and lay it in, and he does get the roll. A basket the VCU needed desperately to make it 11-4.
Well, the first scoring paint touch that VCU has had in this basketball game. Remember, VCU was down 13-2 yesterday and battled back to take the lead at halftime. So they're all gas, no breaks. They're not going to go away easy.
Collins tried to drive it. No foul on that play. A long one by Hill Jr. And that won't drop. But another whistle. And a foul on the play. Mark Byington, year number 2. Had a huge year 2 years ago with James Madison. 32 wins. And then took the Vandy job and won 20 last year.
Well, he has his defense in front of him right now, and he's probably reminding his guys, look, we got to defend without fouling. We didn't do a good job yesterday. We've already got 4 racked up against us in the first 4.5 minutes of this game.
Ward on the baseline, tried to get it free to Hill and picked off. Good anticipation by Tyler Tanner.
One of the smarter defensive point guards in the country is 3-and-white Tyler Tanner.
Nickel will fire that one up and hit another one. They're going to call that a 2-pointer.
But you cannot go under and you cannot get picked off if you're guarding Tyler Nickel. Yeah, you can, but you're going to give up a jump shot that goes in.
One of the 3 Tylers on the Vandy roster is Mitchell. Way downtown, no. Collins a rebound. Tanner pushes it every time down the floor, and that man can outrace everybody. Devin McLaughlin.
What a seal-off. A Gortok screen is what you call it by Jalen Washington to sprint ahead, seal his guys off, and just open up the Red Seas for a layup.
Tracy with a 3. He hits 45%, but he didn't nail that one, and a foul against VCU. Everything going Vandy's way.
No doubt. Vandy playing with a lot of energy. Watch Washington right here. Seal his guy off just enough of a brush screen to open up that drive lane. But, man, how fast does Vanderbilt grab a piece of the paint? You can't get clipped. If you do get clipped guarding Nickel, that help defender has to step up high and hot. VCU's been exposed early in this game on the defensive end.
Vandy 6 out of 9, sizzling. 15-4 lead here against Virginia Commonwealth. Miles, 28 points yesterday. Over the top, Washington with the slam.
Simple, effective ball screen offense. Empty out the corner. Washington at 6'11", and a terrific read by Miles instead of a tough 2 to throw that lob.
VCU in trouble right away. Jennings looking to penetrate, just lost it. They buckle down in the paint. Miles sprinting and will draw the foul. And Duke Miles headed to the line.
Opie, watch this 2-man game. Duke Miles comes off of it, and Washington pivots towards the ball. So he finds the ball quickly as opposed to pivoting towards the outside. It's just a really simple play. There's no help defense in that corner. Mark Byington, you would agree, one of the best offensive minds in college basketball. He really gets his guys some good looks.
Miles dribbles that one in. He was 12 for 12 yesterday. Djokovic returning. Very, very good sign, and a needed presence on that floor for the Rams.
A great sign for a team that I think is going to be the favorite to win that A-10 automatic berth. And VCU is a proud program, man. They have traveled well here. They expect to win tournaments in November and in March. That's how they're wired.
Duke Miles with his first miss of the tournament. As we said, he played for Oklahoma last year and won a championship here in the Bahamas, so he loves this floor. Ward will launch one, just not there. And VCU very cold early. Not so with Vandy there, on fire. Miles, nice hesitation. Got in close and another whistle. No basket, foul before that. The score is 18-4 Vandy. And look at Miles yesterday, 28 points. 4 out of 7, dished out 3 assists as well. And more importantly than anything else, he was very heady with the basketball. He did a good job controlling tempo in the game.
So think about it. Duke Miles leads Vanderbilt with 31 assists on the year, only 6 turnovers. And right behind him is Tyler Tanner, is what they refer to him as, with 25 assists and only 7 turnovers. It's a Vandy team with a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. They play fast and they play clean.
Miles making the pair, 20-4.
Gosh, this has shades of Michigan beating down Gonzaga last night. Wow, it's early.
What a shocker.
Man, no doubt.
40 points. VCU is 0 for 8 from 3-point distance. 9-0 run for the Commodores. Just trying to get inside. Washington fouling a guard up high. That'll be his second personal for Jalen Washington.
Those are the fouls that have to be eliminated. You're going to get better defensively. Those are the things and mistakes you can't make. I appreciate the effort on the hard hedge, but don't compound effort with fouling. And that's that Vanderbilt offense, OB, as good as anybody to start a college basketball this year.
Hill around the back, getting into the lane, trying to wriggle free, and a terrific job there by Vandy's A.K. Okereke to just reach in and stop him and tie him up. Possession arrow will keep it here.
Look at the white jerseys in those gaps. Mark Byington understands what I said earlier. It's about defending the drive of VCU that sets up their threes. And they're very gap heavy in their defense, making life tough.
Ward just lost it, put it to the deck, scooped up by Miles. That's happening time and time again for VCU. Tough drive. Collins couldn't connect. And it'll go the other way. 20-4 Vanderbilt. Kind of a dream start for the Commodores. They've hit 7 out of 11.
And they're doing a good job of what they call grabbing the paint within the first 4 or 5 seconds of the possession. It's been Miles, it's been Tanner, it's been Collins. Very difficult to get that ball under control right now if you're VCU.
Conversely, Vandy came in less than 8 turnovers a game when they came to the Bahamas. 17 times they gave it away yesterday, but VCU cannot expect that to keep happening. Bell leading inside, went for the bank shot and the whistle. So Miles with a foul, 12:24 to go, his second.
This kid yesterday had some good minutes. Michael Bell, with the game got close. Michael Bell had back-to-back baskets. He's a rugged, versatile style wing. He's kind of their utility forward is how Phil Martelli describes him. Just whatever we need, he can get done.
The Rams have had to replace a lot of scoring from last year. Their top 6 scorers. It was a team that won the A-10 Conference Championship. 9 new faces, 7 of those are transfers. Phil Martelli thought they were really coming together rapidly. Vandy laying it on him here in the semifinal in the Bahamas, though. Okereke, here's Collins. Harris into the fray. Can't drop that one down. The rebound comes free out high for VCU. Vandy already with 7 steals. Tracy trying to split 2 defenders and draws the foul. And then we're under 12 with a break. With Vandy loving what they've been getting so far.
With Aggie fans that have a deep interest in the A&M versus Texas game.
I would think.
Yeah.
Go back to Tyler Nickel in this one early on for the Commodores, just on fire.
Well, he can really shoot. He's got great leg strength. He gets his feet under his shoulders. The ball looks the same every time, made or miss. But he's a physical shooter. And those guys just have a way to get themselves open. They can fight through contact. They come off the screens clean. And he is a tough cover.
It was basically a 3-point drill you see in practice every day.
Yeah, no doubt.
Kind of work your way around the 3-point circle and just nail them. And you shoot like that. Tracy drops that in. Cutting into the lead a little bit, 20-7.
Every VCU turnover has come off of the Vanderbilt steal. So Vandy, again, they're strong in the gaps, and they're lightning quick with their hands, ripping that ball away to start this game.
Cherokee to the foul line, and a turnover with the travel. And the Rams need to force a bunch more of those. So far, 4 turnovers in this one for Vandy. Again, really stingy, number 2 in the country coming into the Bahamas in that category. Turning over a little bit more than Coach Byington would like so far on the island. Bell with the handoff for Tracy. Very dangerous from 3. Comes right to Evans. Djokovic off the fake. He looks to be okay after taking that knock inside. Draws the contact and hits it. He's off to the line.
I was just getting ready to say, yesterday at this point is when Djokovic took over. They started throwing the ball inside. And that was a tough floater, a tough 2, but it comes out of a ball screen dive. He sets the screen, boom, and dives right out of it with his back to the basket, quickly finds the rim. A very soft touch, OB, for a 6'11" guy on the move. A tough shot, well done.
Again, went to the line 18 attempts yesterday. That's a 3-point play.
He's kind of their comeback offense, showing more of a post presence on the island than he did before they got here their first 4 games. But he's a handful.
Nickel back in. Collins to direct traffic. Pass inside, just ripped away by Noel. Not Noel, showing some strength there, just tore that basketball free. Evans stepping all the way through and denied. On the run out, here comes Tanner. Collins. Tanner in the corner. Wow. And knocks it down. And a hit as well. Made the shot and took the foul.
Obi, how big was that? Because the natural pass was to the wing, but you're going to watch this Vanderbilt ball movement when the ball gets up top. I believe it's Collins. Yeah, Collins just bypasses Tyler Nickel and skips it to Tyler Tanner in the corner. They call him TT. Tyler Nickel is called T-Nick. And Tyler Harris is Tyler Harris.
Just Tyler Harris. Tanner with a 4-point play. And Vandy back on top by 14.
Such a high IQ pass. So a simple play, but man, was it magnified to 4 points for Vandy.
Bell trying to penetrate. Great stay-at-home defense there. 10:21 to go, and they win it back. Vandy continues to do a great job denying. That time it was Harris. When you look at Tanner, last year, look at the improvement. I mean, that's just a little improvement, up to 50% from 3-point distance.
No doubt. But his entire game has grown because Mark Byington told him last year as a freshman, you played safe. I need you to cut it loose and let it go this year. You make some mistakes, fine, but I got to have more out of you. And 3 and White has delivered so far.
Noel, Collins comes over to double him up. Collins is just a terror defensively, and they think it's out off of the Rams. That it was touched by VCU. Collins, you have to keep your eye on him every single second.
Yeah, they are like sharks that Corey Alexander said last night he was swimming with yesterday. Still got to have that conversation. But they are swarming that basketball. If I'm Mark Byington, I don't use that challenge right now. You got to save that thing unless you're 1,000% sure.
New rule in college basketball this year, the coach's challenge. You've got to have a timeout. Of course, they got plenty of those, but if you win it, you get another one. But if you lose it, you're done for the day. Here's Nickel to line up for 3. Rockton tearing down the rebound. The foul on the deck. 9:42 to go in the first half, and Vandy has really played well. Obviously, Djokovic will pick up his first foul.
Think about how fast Vanderbilt brings that ball. And the guy out in front of everything is McLaughlin. Again, the most versatile guy that Mark Byington has. But his speed is a real problem against your conversion defense.
He's a great rebounder, great offensive rebounder. He's number 3 in the SEC last year. Kick out for Tanner off the fake. Nickel wants another one. Bell with the rebound.
Can you get to that paint if you're VCU. That's when your offense starts humming.
Djokovic pulling his way, and it's going to be a blocking foul.
Yeah, count it.
And you count that with continuation. Djokovic, great job manipulating the nuance on the rule.
Yeah, you know what? You coach your guys. If you hear a whistle, shoot it. And there's the contact. You get one more step, sometimes two, but that's the right call. That would not have been a basket last year, but with continual motion now in the college game, smart coaches and smart guys are now understanding if you hear the whistle, man, get that shot up.
You like the emphasis this year?
I do, absolutely. I called for it last year, and it's good to bring that into the game. Has probably increased the offense a little bit. It's early, small sample size, but I like it. And VCU fighting their way back in this game.
It feels more NBA-ish.
It does. And
a couple of the rules, or at least the emphasis on some, is feeling that way this year in the college game. So 24-13 Vandy. Here's Tanner, found himself wide open. And again, excellent beyond the three-point line. They'll pull up and pop, and can't drill that one from mid-range. Rams need to hang on to the basketball. That has been a real problem for them early on here. Tracy wants a three. That rattles in.
They did a good job, VCU, of getting the switch they wanted. Okereke just a little bit late and a little bit low to take away that three.
Collins falling down, but somehow kept it alive. Nichols' pass goes off the hands of Okereke. A little bit too much mustard on a hot dog there.
And no doubt. And now a little bit of a chaotic feel, which favors VCU. And you can change the coaches as VCU has over the years, but the style and the energy and how hard they play does not change from coach to coach to coach. And Phil Martelli now has got this thing RPM that he wants.
Got the basketball and within 8. Vandy lead was 20-4. VCU 12-4 runs since then, and a whistle right around midcourt. With 8.5 to go, Collins will pick up the personal.
Just Obi, go back and think about it. From Jeff Capel to Anthony Grant to Shaka Smart, Will Wade when he was at VCU, Mike Rhodes, Ryan Odom, and now Phil Martelli. There's just a style and a grit and an expectation of how hard you play within this VCU program. And I love it about them.
Well, for Vandy, already 10 team fouls. Lewis at the line where he is 83%. Shows VCU over Georgetown, Marquette, Michigan, and Tennessee. On a talent-rich Washington, D.C.
Yeah, we like him. Originally committed to Xavier, and then Sean Miller takes the Texas job and opens his recruiting. His grandmother lives in Richmond, so it's kind of a natural fit.
Okereke using his strength to Washington, and now Tanner will pull up and pop. Got it.
It all started with a bully ball of Okereke to drive that defense and get it to respect the ball in the paint. Then the ball got hot and started moving and found Tyler Tanner.
Jennings, the lefty, trying to get out of trouble. Shot clock down to 9. And the swing here for Ward. Got a good open look. Rebound tipped out. And it'll be Vandy ball. 26-18 Vanderbilt.
Yeah, strong as an ox.
26-18. Vandy, the only ranked team in this tournament. Although I would say that St. Mary's plays its way through championship game. Maybe that's all it takes for them to get back in the top 25, but that's where they typically reside.
No doubt. I think all 4 teams that are in the semis are going to be in that NCAA tournament. Throw Virginia Tech in there as well. VCU, how they gotten back in the game will be they had 7 turnovers in the first 7 minutes. They haven't had 1 in the last 5. So a lot cleaner on the offensive end for the team in black.
Miles on the attack. Will swing that for Tanner and buries it, a three-pointer.
I say, oh man, because how good is that out of the timeout to drive it, force the defense to respect the ball, and the entire time knowing it's going to Tyler Tanner for that backside ball.
Jennings. Can he get it up there? Oh, what a tough shot. Up and over Washington for the basket.
I'm a big fan of him. Just a sophomore, 6'4", covers you like a glove defensively, but makes tough plays.
Washington way downtown and hits it. You were talking about the confidence he is showing in this uniform. Maybe he didn't as much at North Carolina as we're seeing right now.
Not at all. He's a 4.3 rebound guy for his career at North Carolina, but he has already grown and blossomed under Mark Byington.
Hard hit. Nickel on the run, and he'll take the hit. And he is off to the line to shoot with Vandy on top by 12. You talk about the strength of certain coaches like Mark Byington, the Vandy head coach. Inbounds plays. We have seen it in a couple of games. You saw him all last season. You know his background really well. He is brilliant on the inbound stuff.
He's brilliant, and he's got some brilliant guys. When you think about Okereke, he graduates in 3 years from Cornell. Mark Byington has told us that there's not a smarter guy or a nicer guy than his point guard, Tyler Tanner. So this is a high-level team in a lot of ways, but it all starts with Mark Byington's ability to see the game and make changes within the game. I think great coaches can do that. Some guys can identify the problem, other guys can fix it, and Byington's one of those second guys.
Nickel with 12. Vandy back in front by 14. So VCU with a couple of runs here. Nickel with 10 points, I should say.
And they get Djokovic 17 going on this end of the floor.
Way downtown, but off the back iron by Lewis. Bill got a second chance. Ward wants to take it in strong against Nickel. Not there for him. Okereke coming out of the pack with it. Look at him put it to the deck. And he'll draw the foul. Foul will go on Tracy. That'll be number 1 on the senior out of Fort Myers, Florida. Nyk Okereke out of California, grad transfer from Cornell, graduated in just 3 years, but did not go to Cornell to do anything except be a student, which is saying a lot at Cornell.
It is.
At an Ivy League school. But he's walking around campus, and some of the other basketball players said, hey, there's this big guy who looks like he might be able to play a little bit. He was an economics major. Whistle here at 6:07 of the first half. And he came out for the team, tried out in August, made the team, and within a couple of years, he was the captain of the basketball team.
Yeah, what a great story. And now he's a starter for a top 25 team in the SEC. But he is built like a middle linebacker, man. He's a key defensive guy. Mark Byington's club is better this year defensively, and a big part of it is Okereke at that 4 spot.
Jalen Washington just picked up his 3rd foul, by the way, for Vanderbilt. And Hill is at the line. There's a technical foul. Some emotions flaring up a little bit, so Hill shooting. And Coach Byington giving an earful to Smith, Roberts, and Padilla, the officials.
Well, you're in the semis of a tournament that's played in a ballroom in November, so these games matter. And it's going to be a good win for whoever advances to the finals. Like I said, Vanderbilt picked 11th in the SEC. I don't think there's any way they finished that low. I know the league's good. The league has taken a step back from last year. The SEC has. But Mark Byington's got a club that can finish in that top 5 or 6, and we all know in March the A10 runs through VCU.
So Djokovic shooting the foul shots now. It remains 34-22. Collins on the penetration, drops it in, and a whistle too.
That is so good. They put the ball on the defense with so much speed. And it's not just one guy. Multiple guys can get that ball on you quick. And Collins with just a little bit of hesitation. A good job of rejecting that ball screen up top that Bing was trying to set. And just boom, the hesitation and the finish with the left hand. And these guards for Vanderbilt can beat you in a lot of ways.
Terrence Hill Jr. with the foul. Collins looking for a 3-point play, nails that. So Vandy sitting very comfortably in front here in our first semifinal. Virginia Tech and St. Mary's to follow this one. And the winners to square off in the championship game of the Bahamas. Backcourt foul here on Friday at 1 o'clock on ESPN.
defend without fouling if you're Vanderbilt. We talked about it yesterday when you're playing against VCU. VCU's making 20 free throws a game. You keep that off that line, man, that's a big, big deal trying to take out the Rams.
So 2:30 on ESPN. Should be a really fun game as well. Virginia Tech and the Gales of St. Mary's. As we start to get down to the wire here in the Bahamas. Lewis with another one coming. And that'll fall in.
Don't you agree Virginia Tech is much improved and the ACC is much improved from
Big
last
time.
year?
Big time.
No doubt.
NC State, North Carolina,
Duke, Louisville.
no question about it. It's going to be a fun league this year. Chandler Bing pulls up the dribble, which was never said on Friends. In heavy traffic, the bank won't go by Nicholson.
Didn't he tell us that he's never watched one episode
He's
of
never
Friends?
seen an episode. He's actually named after his grandfather. Tracy on the spin, got what he wanted, but couldn't hit the shot, but also a whistle after the miss.
Well, Vanderbilt doesn't get back and build a wall and stop the ball, and VCU is all gas, no brakes. I'm telling you, they're going to bring it. And if you don't get back and get matched up, even if you're cross-matched, a bad match is better than no match. VCU will expose you quickly.
Collins' second foul, so Tracy to shoot, where he is 63%.
How many free throws have they already taken today, OB?
And at the line a lot, 17.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can't let them stay in the game by putting them on the line when no one's guarding them.
Down to the bonus quick, too. Tracy's second on the money. Give him 7 points.
Now, give VCU credit. They also play a style, some downhill driving dudes with force that bring the whistle into the game. I love that part about them.
Collins just lost it. Picked up by Noel, and Collins, always there to harass you, will knock it out of play. A superb defender. He's coming back from a broken foot, suffered last year when he was playing for TCU in a game against Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Does a little bit of everything. The only knock against him is just a 30% three-point career shooter, but he is a winner.
Yep, 9 assists, 6 steals yesterday in round 1.
Guard yours if you're Vandy. Guard your yard and keep that ball on the perimeter.
Djokovic gets airborne. Back off for Tracy. Great cut. Yeah, great cut by Djokovic. That was with 9 on the shot clock.
That did not look like goaltending from here. Did they call goaltending or just a foul?
Just a foul.
Okay. The Vandy bench exploded.
That'll put Djokovic at the line. 6'11", junior from Serbia with number 1.
It's now the 18th and 19th free throw attempt of the first half.
Cuts it to 10. They get inside that. That's something of a victory, the way this game started for the Rams.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to kill the will of VCU over the years. They've done a good job in their hires and making sure guys they bring in understand that. And Phil Martelli has that all about him in year 1.
Look at that. His team is 17 for 20 at the line. Okereke to the left. And a whistle. He'll draw the foul. 4:38 to go. VCU just 1 for 12 beyond that three-point line. Foul here will go against Barry Evans. As Okereke hits number 1.
It was a bad foul by Evans because Okereke was actually pivoting away from the backboard, trying to finish with his left hand, and he got bailed out by a bad foul by Evans.
Vandy has not gone to the line nearly as much, but leading at 39-28.
And he shows a 1-3-1 that changes to a 2-3, just trying to disrupt the rhythm for the first time in this game.
Lewis practically from the logo with a miss. Comes right back to the Rams, scooped up by Noel. He'll launch it. Yep.
That's one of the problems of playing a zone. Not only you can't get the rebound, but then how quickly do you reshape up? And they did not reset their 1-3-1. A big-time shot by VCU to cut it to 8.
Cherokee wanting that paint. Evans holding him up, and he'll commit the foul. Not a whole lot of contact, but that'll be number 2 on Barry Evans. Very much a do-everything guy for the Rams, says Phil Martelli Jr. Cherokee to the stripe again. So VCU battling back from a major hole in the opening minutes.
I'm talking about the last bucket by VCU. As they dribble this ball out, there's a little bit of confusion. Are we still in man? Are we back to zone? The 1-3-1 doesn't get set. And Ahmad Noel just a clean open 3. A lot of reasons why coaches, to me, are a little hesitant of playing a zone. And there's so much that goes on inside the game.
So a 10-point game. Vandy out in front.
They're kind of the dogs of the sea in terms of how playful they are and how much they want to work and please you and all those things.
But I like that, the dogs of the sea.
They are.
Yeah.
And we got to make sure everyone understands Kanawha is a sea lion, not a seal. We've had that thrown our way a couple of times, and those are fighting words down here if you're a sea lion.
Sure.
Seth's on top of it. He knows.
Never seen a sea lion fight myself, but I really don't want to see that. Boy, great job in heavy traffic underneath by Lewis to free that basketball. He's 6'1", in amongst the trees, tore it away.
They understand how to play hard, VCU does, and they got knocked around early. They were down 20-4. They have fought their way back in, just with body blows, continuing to punch the paint, get fouled, climb on the offensive glass. The dirty parts of the game, I think VCU is really, really good at.
7 for the freshman Lewis. He's made an impact. And the Rams keep fighting back and making most of their living at the line. And a stoppage of play here by Tony Padilla.
Obi, one of the great skills you can develop in life is the ability to just figure it out. And VCU has figured it out from the 5-minute on in this first half. Cut down on their turnovers. They have started guarding much better in the half court.
Miles may have slipped a little bit, turns to fire and hits it.
He likes Atlantis, does he not?
Popped Western Kentucky for 28 in round 1 yesterday after winning the tournament with Oklahoma last year here in the Bahamas.
I believe Chad Baker-Lazar is the first player to win Maui twice. He could be the first player to win Atlantis twice.
Noel took a look at the clock here, and the traveling violation, as he looked up, that may have cost him 43-34. So a turnover for the Rams, who have put up 25 consecutive winning seasons.
One of 5 teams in the country, right, that can say that. 25 straight winning seasons.
Tremendous success. Cherokee to the paint. Bing. Lost it. Yep. Taken away by Tracy.
Bing will learn, man. That gap-heavy defense is no joke.
Tracy trying to negotiate. Gives it away. Djokovic. Inside 2.5 before halftime here in this first semifinal. Tracy keeps on rolling. Difficult shot. Nickel jumping in for the board. Commodores want to push it. He took a shot right to the face. They call a tie-up on the play, and the possession arrow will be with Vandy, but he paid for that.
I mean, that's just a foul on the open floor. Watch right here. Boom. That's a reach-in foul that did not get called in this game. That's, if I'm Mark Byington, I'm looking at that film right quick and saying, hey, look at this.
He had an early foul that was not called on Djokovic as he crumbled at midcourt. But there have been a lot of whistles in between. Tanner On the move, lost it, picked it himself.
Vandy guards combined for 11 turnovers yesterday. They can't have that kind of a number in this one.
Lazar Djokovic lost his balance, almost gave it away. Lewis with the fake. Good job by Okereke to stay home. Shot clock down to 5. And now a whistle. Stop the clock with 4 on the shot clock. And a personal on Tyler Tanner of Vandy. His third.
Man, they had VCU in a bind. Tyler Tanner gets called for the push of the screen, trying to fight through the screen, I believe. But Mark Byington's message at halftime will be the same as it was yesterday after their first game. We've got to defend without fouling. Show your chest, show your hands, make them play through you.
And Bell knocks down the first one, a junior from London, England. And Tanner to the bench in this last 139 in a little bit of foul trouble. And a key man for Vandy, 15 points a game, outstanding three-point shooter. And great with the ball. 43-36, and Vandy has it. Luke Miles. Miles wants to make a move. Miles keeps on trucking. Great feed underneath. Nicholson trying to spin free. Yeah, traveling violation.
But just the swarming black jerseys really disrupted Mason Nicholson. And Mason Nicholson has been out with mono for about 30 days, just 2 practices prior to coming to Atlantis. He's going to be a factor because he's a big body dude, but the speed just ate him up and sped him up into a travel call.
Vandy with 10 turnovers. Really stingy coming into the Bahamas, but the level of play has picked up. Level of competition. It's 17 yesterday.
And he back to that zone, trying to delete the drive.
Lewis can't hit that one, and on the run again, it's Miles. In the corner, Collins, no. Here comes Noel. Over the top. Tracy for the slam. And a foul, too. Jadrian Tracy going airborne. And looking for a three-point play. VCU right back in this thing.
VCU.
Vandy was getting buried early, but the Rams have come charging back here in the battle for Atlantis.
Look at Noel with his eyes, just saying, hey, get out in front of me. I'll bring this to you on the right side. That's a difficult pass that he makes look easy, just to be coming literally 100 miles an hour. And then with a finesse little pass to softly get it to the right side and the finish by Tracy. That is VCU basketball, man. They bring it.
So 50 seconds before halftime, Tracy looking to complete a three-point play, and does with the roll. Remember, Vanderbilt led 20-4.
Yeah. It's one thing to get to the free throw line. It's another thing to make them pay. And VCU now 21 out of 24 from that strike.
Collins, that ripped away. Right to Nickel, though, way downtown. Around and out. Okereke, great job to keep that alive. Nickel again. And this one spins away. And here comes Tracy and VCU with an opportunity to really cut into this thing by the break dramatically. 43-39. Holding for the last shot. Tracy gives up the dribble. Backdoor cut. Bell got it back, lays it in. Got a man down again. It is Djokovic down in pain once again for VCU with 0.8 to go. And he is in real pain. Bell lost it, got it back, laid it in. But then off the ball near the sideline, Lazar Djokovic. He went down. This is the second time that he has been in pain, but this time he is really in agony.
Yeah,
The first time he took a knock on the knee. Oh, slam on the floor here. We'll see if we can pick him up on the right side of the screen.
As that thing rolls out on him, and
6'11" junior crumbling for the second time in a half. The first time there was contact on knee. And we have seen him pounding the floor with his fist. So less than a second to go before halftime. VCU has made a tremendous comeback in this game. It's been a big part of that.
And he is such a huge piece for VCU in this tournament all year long. I said he's their most important guy. Right now, their most important guy is in a lot of pain.
Getting to his feet. And needing some help to get off the court. Oh, boy. Lazar Djokovic, the junior from Serbia. He's already had an ankle injury this season that cost him the Utah State game. And now needing a lot of help just to get off the floor here at Atlantis. You see Phil Martelli Jr., all he can do is look on. 0.8 to go. Vandy to inbound. McLaughlin will rifle the pass. And Nichols standing on the line. 0.4 to go. Still on the clock. Of course, we'll get you an update on Lazar Djokovic as soon as we possibly can. Huge factor for the Rams.
Well, if you're Phil Martelli, I mean, you got so many thoughts going through your mind right now as you try to close out this less than a second in the first half. But part of his mind, I've been there before, is on what's going on right now. But the rest of his mind and his heart is what's going on in that locker room with one of his stud guys, Lazar Djokovic. And it will be a regroup 20-minute halftime for VCU. And it's a real challenge, man, as a coach, to wrap your thoughts around it, get your team ready, try to digest it. A tough situation.
.4 on the inbounds and the heave, and that's going to end the first half. And despite getting in that giant hole, VCU ending the first half on a 19-6 run. There's that, and also the loss of their #1 big guy, 6'11" Lazar Djokovic, had to be helped off the floor.
Yeah, they've gotten there, and they've made 21 out of 24. So like I said, it's one thing to get there. It's another thing to make them pay for fouling you, and VCU has done that. As a result, they have fought their way right back into this game. And see at the bottom there, Lazar Djokovic was injured at the end of the first half. The good news for VCU, came out of the locker room, went through warm-ups here at halftime. We'll see if he'll play.
How do he look to you?
He looked good. He looks like to me like he's going to play again, which is great news for VCU and college basketball in general. He's a heck of a player, and I know there's a little sigh of relief right now with Djokovic. Absolutely, yeah, he's stepping out on the floor. OB, he's ready to go.
So the 6'11" Serbian, who went crumbling on 2 different occasions, once on contact, once on very little, if any, back on the floor, and they need him desperately. It turned into a really good basketball game after it looked like Vandy was going to blow him out.
Yeah, it did. But Vanderbilt, though, too many turnovers, had 11, and way too many fouls. Vandy 18 fouls in the first 20 minutes.
At one point, the Commodores were up 16 in the early minutes. Give you a look at how VCU ended that first half.
Well, they started body blows is what I call these things. A little bit of confusion for Vandy when they gave up that offensive rebound, trying to shape back up into their zone. But VCU just kind of outworked Vanderbilt the last 3 or 4 minutes. It's hard-playing, physical dudes is what Phil Martelli puts on the floor, and that's what's gotten them back into this game.
Djokovic with a handoff for Tracy. A three-pointer on the way. That clangs. Collins getting down and dirty. And a whistle in the first half minute of the second half, and right out of the gate competing.
Well, another thing in this ball game, Devin McLaughlin for Vanderbilt only played a little over 7 minutes because of 2 fouls. And I describe Djokovic as the most important guy for VCU. He's the most important guy in my eyes for Vanderbilt. So for him to stay out of foul trouble now and get some meaningful minutes is a big, big deal for the Commodores.
And conversely, Phil Martelli Jr. just lost his point guard, Brandon Jennings, to a 3rd foul on that dust up a moment ago. See how that affects them. So Vandy in white with the basketball. Collins zips the pass, long range, and knocked down by Okereke.
What a find by Vanderbilt. Again, you dive the ball screen guy thinking the thing's going to go to the rim, and you find that what I call a backside bomb for Okereke. Really good offense.
Djokovic up top. Tracy getting 13 a game. The bounce for Lewis. Gave up the 3, the teardrop, and a lot of iron, but down to drops.
Boy, he's a good player, is he not? Nyk Lewis for a freshman. A top 100 kid that just getting better and better as his shot develops. That's his swing skill in terms of how good his ceiling is.
Miles wants a long one and nothing but nets for Duke Miles. He makes 41%.
I'm sorry, you heard me talk about it yesterday. You cannot go under on Vanderbilt. They should shoot it too well.
So back on top by 6. Tracy can't find a spot, but makes his own room and knocks it down. Jadrian Tracy with 12 points. Averages 13. They call him Bam. Bam Tracy. Miles pounding the deck, trying to get around Tracy, and they're going to call that a hook and an offensive.
Well, good things happen when that ball is moving. Vanderbilt does a good job of finding that backside. They executed their stuff well and got the defense attracted to the middle of the floor. And then that's what I'm talking about with Duke Miles, Tyler Tanner, Tyler Nickel. If you're VCU, you cannot let them step into an easy 3 in this game.
So the Rams down only 4. And with the basketball, 12 Vanderbilt turnovers. Been a big factor today for a team that likes to be a lot stingier than that. The catch by Evans way too long. Okereke will give it up. Collins drives it and lays it in.
They sprint to the corners and don't just settle for 3s. Talking about Vanderbilt, they also make plays out of those deep corner spots.
Collins steps in, and they'll get him for a foul as he went for the steal. He had 6 of them yesterday in round 1 here in the Bahamas. His 3rd foul.
Albeit it takes discipline and conviction to run the floor as hard as these two teams run every time. They run with a purpose. They run with spacing. They fill the deep corners in the Houston slots, is what I call them, those high 45 degrees, and keep the ball in the middle. Put immediate pressure on your defense.
Well, the Rams just delighted that that big fella returned for Coach Martelli Jr. Looked like there was very little chance of that when he had to be helped off the floor at the end of the first half with less than a second to go. And then returned pretty much before everybody else came on the floor for the second half shooting drills to test everything out. And we should know he's right back in the lineup. Just had his left arm taped up, so
he's got a lot going on today. He's been kneading the right thigh. He's rolled the right ankle, and now he's got a cut on the left side. But man, this kid is a warrior. And he's going to be fits for everybody in that A10. The A10, VCU's a favorite. George Mason off to an undefeated start. Richmond, St. Louis haven't lost a game yet. Really good lead. And
for Noel, can't connect from distance. McLaughlin will push the tempo now for Vandy. Collins looking to penetrate. A wild-looking shot, but he'll take the foul. Got the shot in the air, kind of a backpedaling out of play. And picks up the foul. Nyk Lewis with the foul. Our Terry's Chocolate ESPN Events Invitational in Orlando. On to the championship. Furman is there after a hard-fought win over Richmond. Take on the winner of Illinois State and Charlotte. Collins with another one coming.
City of Richmond's such a good basketball community, man. The Spiders and the Rams. Not a college football town. They care deeply about college basketball 12 months out of the year.
Vandy by 8. VCU with the ball. Tracy. Djokovic taking it in strong. On the attack. And the stuff attempt by Bell. That won't drop. Rebound came out high to Nickel. Got kicked right back into the backcourt. Okereke. Harris with a strong for the rebound. He draws the foul. He was up way higher than everybody else. The 6'7" junior out of Hayward, California.
I love his game. Tyler Harris. I mean, at Washington, he was a 49% three-point shooter last year. That Mark Byington says, I want you shooting 5 or 6 a game, not just 3 threes a game. But he's got so much versatility. Talking about Aiden White. Again, Vanderbilt, they're not a great offensive rebounding team so far this year. Tyler Harris says, Coach, I hear you. I'll go get you a grown man rebound. Well done.
He's averaging 12 points a game. He's not started yet. But very valuable for the Commodores off the bench.
Has an awkward release for a right-handed shooter. The ball starts on the left side of his body, and he works it to the right side, but he shoots it the same way every time, so he's good with it.
Not so great at the line there. 53-45. Came in at 69%. Here's Tracy. Tracy 45% beyond the 3, but Djokovic getting in close and draws the foul.
A good read and slip by Djokovic, who's so well skilled, man, and a coachable guy. You teach him how to show a target hand, he masters it, but there's just no ball pressure here at all by Nickel, and Djokovic just shoves Okereke up just a little bit to get separation. I think that's where VCU goes in this game when they need a bucket. He is your pressure release. 17 in black.
Terrific game yesterday. McLaughlin with his 3rd foul. Devin McLaughlin had 22 against Western Kentucky for Vandy in their win yesterday. He's not had the same kind of games. In foul trouble, only 2 points so far.
That's a big 3rd foul, because what he played 7 minutes in the first half, and now he's going to sit and watch again, guarding himself because of foul trouble.
Great key man for Vandy now sitting on the bench. Tyler Tanner off to Tyler Nickel. Trying to keep your Tylers square here for Vandy. They got 3 of them. And a kick ball with 16:02 to play.
Man, VCU is so good in those gaps. Fast athletes, disciplined to get in those gaps.
Well, we call it the trifecta for the Commodores. With Tyler Tanner, Tyler Nickel, and Tyler Harris. Not exactly a coach's dream in practice. Tanner giving up the dribble. Shot clock to 9. Off the fake, trying to get around. Lewis just lost the basketball.
Yeah, really good physical defense by VCU.
Turned it over 13 times. Djokovic, bottom iron. Washington taps it away and they keep it.
Well, Washington has battled on the glass. A weakness for Vanderbilt last year. He's trying to turn into a strength.
Tanner with a turnaround, nails it. 11 points for Tyler Tanner. So Vandy again with a little burst, 55-47. Noel, that didn't touch anything, and out it goes. So we'll take the break with 15:06 to go. Tyler Harris, 15:06 left in this one. And Vandy with the basketball. They've had a giant lead, almost completely erased. And now a ahead 55-47. Spinning inside. That slip there for McLaughlin.
That is all Mark Byington, knowing exactly what he could get. You get your speed guy at the 5 position or the 4, McLaughlin on the move. Very tough to cover for how fast they ran that play, OB. Wow.
Continues to be deadly out of those inbounds. Oh, a slam by the big guy, Djokovic. And I guess that ankle feels okay.
I just think you go to him if you're VCU, and he's so good and so versatile.
Nickel looking inside. Washington set the screen. Tanner went the other way. Back outside. Harris. Long one coming and nothing but net.
Good fill behind. First of all, by Washington to fill behind the drive and then to kick it back out. It's an awkward release, but it goes in at a high rate for Tyler Harris.
Vandy has that as a serious weapon. So they can get separation from an opponent. Trying to do it again here in this semifinal. Tracy with a scoop shot, no, and a foul. In the rebound with 13:50 to go.
OB, watch Tyler Harris. 49% three-point shooter last year, but he's a right-handed shooter. Look how the ball starts on the left side of his body. Then as he gets to the top, it finally does get over where he can get the elbow under the ball, but it's not how you teach it, but it certainly works for number 8 in white.
So when a guy, as was the case with Harris last year, makes 50% beyond the three-point line, you don't mess with anything.
No, you do not mess with good. No. That's good understanding of coaching by Mark Byington, because you see how well he shoots it, how consistently he shoots it. The most important thing, he shoots it the same dadgum way every time. You just leave it alone if you're Vanderbilt and that staff. So far they have.
If you recruited him because he shot it that well.
Yeah.
Like that. So Vandy on top, 60-49. Danger zone here for VCU again. Harris stops, pops, can't hit it too strong. And they're going to call this a jump. Possession arrow. They'll retain it here for Vandy.
This is where Vandy can be dangerous. They don't just get it in, man. They've got a purpose. They inbound this thing to score.
Tony Padilla has gone to the monitor. He's going to hold up play. We're discussing this. 13:29 on the clock. That's what they're doing, checking the clock. Let's go back. Vandy moving the ball and sharing the sugar.
Well, this is what they do. They get that thing side to side. Boom, that's a speed cut. Just kind of a fake smoke screen that McLaughlin was going to go set the screen and smokes his way out of it. And they can hit you in a lot of ways.
Tony's still trying to correct something over there. Now puts on a headset. He's got Bert Smith over there with him. Shot clock is what they're looking at maybe. Right now sitting at 11. Vandy trying to remain undefeated. They are 6-0. The only ranked team here in the Bahamas, number 24. Question is, did it hit the rim? I believe that's what they're talking about, and that's, yes, they're going to reset the shot clock to 20 because it did. So Tanner to put it in for Vandy. Oh yeah, there it is. Yep. So that's why they reset the shot clock.
Got it. Oh, good job.
Yeah, exactly what they wanted, but tipped away. One of the rare times an inbounds for Vandy didn't work to perfection so far here.
Tyrell Ward, the transfer from LSU, saw it and ate it up top.
Ward loses the dribble, hands off here for Lewis. The freshman steps back and pops, hits it. Well, that's a confident looking shot.
Yeah, take what the defense gives you. They're going to come out and close out, short closeout on you, give you a cushion. And Nyk Lewis is a heck of a player, man. When he went in the portal, Iowa, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Michigan, a lot of teams wanted to have this kid. He's that rough, tough VCU point guard we've seen over the years.
Vandy will get a shot from the corner and barely clang it off the iron by Ben on the second effort to whistle. VCU again cutting that lead a little bit.
You kind of short closeout, and you're trying to cushion, contain, control the ball, and Tyler Harris got backpedaled and got on his heels instead of his toes, and Nyk Lewis dialed it up. Deep money.
It's misfiring at number 1, another one coming. Out of Washington, D.C., ranked number 57 in our next 100. They had 19 against Utah State already this season in his college career, so they figured out quickly he can play and really play at this level.
Coaching staff will tell you about Nyk Lewis that from day one he's been a quiet kid that just came in, put his nose down, went to work, and won the starting job. Man, he is physical, he's tough. Nothing about the film says that this guy's a true freshman.
So VCU with the basketball and trailing by 8. Their only lead in the game was 2-0. And Vandy went on a long run to lead it 20-4 at one point. Bell to his right, got it up there, and a tough move for 2.
Yeah, good defense, just better offense, because Vandy did a pretty good job of squaring him up, forcing it tough too, patting him on the backside and play on.
6-point game. Miles, that's a travel, yes.
They're just getting sped up just a little bit now, Vanderbilt. That VCU pressure is relentless. The speed they play with on both ends.
Cue the second Dolphin, or was that he just winged it?
No, he just winged it.
Yeah,
he just winged it. They're well trained. Tyler Tanner today, though, good numbers, but he does have 4 turnovers. So he needs to listen to Mackay and Brewer and understand how important he is to not turn it over against VCU. Because that's how they beat people. Speed you up just a little bit, get your mind going faster than your feet, and that is a problem.
Problem sometimes how much time you spend in the pool here in the Bahamas. Working.
But no, it's a lagoon.
It's a lagoon.
It's a lagoon. I don't spend time in the pool.
You are big on the terminology. You are Mr. Atlantis, the mayor of Paradise Island. Noel trying to get one free, and will bounce it here for Bell.
I've been called worse things.
Yes, haven't we all? 9 to get off a shot way downtown, and that clangs away by Tracy.
Here's Vandy, their starting post player, Okereke, brings it off the defensive stop.
Tanner weaving his way. Here's Nickel. He'll launch it. Got it.
To my point about he's a physical shooter, because he was knocked off balance just a little bit, but has the strength to regain his composure at the top of the release. Man, can he shoot it.
I don't know if I've seen a shooter doing it with as much joy as he has in this tournament. Now he goes up for a block. So on the defensive end, getting it done.
He is way more than just a guy with a stroke.
Out to the bounce feed on the run and the whistle. Okereke will take the hit. Back to the 3 moments ago, 63-54 Vandy.
Well, watch Tyler Nickel come off of this, grab the paint, boom, play off a 2, and find Tyler Nickel. And he got knocked off rhythm just a little bit, but the strength to play through it, boom, right there. Man, he has seen a really good rim in the semis in Atlantis.
Having a good time here today. We started fast. Okereke at the line. And we'll have another one coming. Djokovic returning now for the Rams, so they get the big back on the floor. Tyler Nickel, 49% beyond the 3-point line, 13 points today.
Well, he is as big of a gravity guy that we have in the SEC. In terms of the gravitation, the defense has to stay with him. It just really opens up the floor. Everyone needs multiple gravity guys in the lineup.
Vandy trying to play their way into the championship game tomorrow, and that's going to be a double dribble. And a turnover for the Rams, digging themselves a bit of a hole again. 10 turnovers.
Yeah, Vanderbilt's defense has caused problems as well in this ball game. They do a good job, Vanderbilt does, I think, of squaring them up. Mark Byington in practice money kept saying, your chest matters. Show your hands, make them play through your chest, stay square. But I love that. Your chest matters as a defender. Where is it?
Noel with the foul, stopping the clock at 10:20. That's number 3 on him. And really looking forward to game 2 as well. Virginia Tech and St. Mary's at 2:30 for the right to play in the title game on Friday.
Andrew McKeever, right, for St. Mary's, 7'3", 285.
I think might be closer to 295.
Not as big as a Dolphin, but close. You know, Dolphins can get up to 10 feet long and almost 600 pounds.
Wow. I just wonder, you know, you're going to be amazing people on the flight back home with all of your Dolphin knowledge. But at one point are you like, I'm tapping out, I've got nothing left?
No, I will not tap out on Dolphin trivia.
You have a lifetime's worth with all of your trips here. Miles at the line. Transfer from Oklahoma, the graduate out of Montgomery, Alabama.
34 starts last year on that Oklahoma NCAA team for Porter Moser. And trying to win Atlantis back-to-back years. I think he would be the first guy to do it.
With 2 different schools.
And you get Djokovic going 17 in black. He was your comeback guy yesterday.
Tanner wants to run every opportunity. Saved it on the sideline. It nearly went out. And another scramble here and a foul. And they're going to have to separate them here. We did have a technical in the first half. After it got a little bit rough.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that right there.
An appropriate time, WWE Survivor Series, a Thanksgiving week tradition. War Games returning Saturday night, a stacked card highlighting the main event, 5-on-5, locked, 2-ring steel cage match. Coverage beginning at 7 and streaming on ESPN, the app, with the unlimited plan. Cherokee going for the save, but saves it back over to VCU. Tracy straight on. Yes. 15 points for Jadrian Tracy, who can be absolutely deadly beyond the 3. Battle for Atlantis semifinal. Vandy up by 10 on VCU.
A bad matchup is better than no matchup in transition defense. And this is an issue right here because you got Tracy all alone up top. You've got to talk it out and figure it out. You got 2 guys on 1 down here and nobody covering the shooter up top. And it's just a breakdown in communication, a mistake. Talk it out, man. Figure it out on the fly. Don't worry about it. That's not exactly my guy I'm assigned to. A bad matchup is better than no matchup, and no matchup allows Tracy to fire a clean 3.
And that's like a layup for him, too.
Yeah.
On most occasions, 45% at the 3-point line. But every time VCU has made a run, Vandy has had an answer. Tracy leading their scoring on the VCU side with 15 points.
They've been good out of timeouts in this game, have they not, Vandy?
Nickel. They run that play so well, and McLaughlin with the bucket.
What a clinic by Mark Byington out of timeouts in this game so far. I'm not saying they've been perfect, but they're darn close.
Been that way throughout the tournament here on Paradise Island. Still spinning inside, and a hit as well. Made the basket. He's off to the line. Quick answer for the Rams.
A good job by Terrence Hill. A guy that you can never go under, but he's improved his game off of the bounce. An important guy that stayed when the coaching changed. And there's, again, Mark Byington out of the timeout, gets the ball in the middle, and he gets his speed guy, which is McLaughlin. He's a 6'8" speed guy as a cutter, wide open on that left side. Man, is that good.
Tanner picked up his 4th foul, Jimmy, so that's big for Vandy.
Yeah.
It is a 15-point-a-game guy and a serious ball handler. So with 9 minutes to go, we'll see what effect that has. Collins leaning inside. He'll take the hit. Frankie Collins, the grad out of Sacramento, on the move to draw the personal.
I think the Vandy bench may have got stuck with either a technical foul or a warning. Somebody at the end of the bench
Yeah, they're marching now. 9:02 to go. Hill Jr. is going to the other end to get to the foul line.
Yeah, somebody at the end of that Vanderbilt bench said something that the officials obviously didn't agree with.
Officials getting together, Bert Smith, Mike Roberts, Tony Padilla, to talk this over. This would be their second technical. Had one in the first half, too.
Yeah.
There was a foul to boot on Brandon Jennings of VCU, and that's his fourth. So a lot going on here. So that foul would put Vandy at the line, but Hill Jr. will shoot on this end. The technical. Make it number one. It's Byington talking that over with Mike Roberts. And Hill Jr. makes the pair.
And whoever was on the end of that Vanderbilt bench that got stuck, so they are praying right now that this thing doesn't come down to a 2-point game. Ooh. Someone in that group right there is what got the officials' attention. Mark Byington didn't go down. He let his assistants go down and deliver the message. But that's a potential really big 2 points in a close game.
Circle that moment in red.
Yeah.
So Collins, after getting the hit, to shoot 2 here. 69-61. VCU continues to hang around. They've gotten within 2 at halftime. Collins makes 1 of 2. 70-61. Hill Jr. won't wait. Djokovic with a rebound and a second effort now for the Rams. Lewis going around the back, wildly inside, and a whistle.
Obi, that's one of those drives that you're literally just dragging the whistle into the game, because Nyk Lewis trying to make something out of nothing. Not a physical box out by McLaughlin, and now here we go downhill with force. Just I'm going to get there and see what happens, and something happens good. It's a whistle that gets VCU to the free throw line for their 30th free throw attempt of the game.
Duke Miles with his 4th foul. So 2 shots for the freshman. Dylan Washington back on for Vandy. And McLaughlin, who hasn't played a ton in this game, 12.7 rebounds coming in. Will sit again. He's been in foul trouble.
And OB now, because of the foul trouble, Vanderbilt has 1 guard on the floor, Collins. If I'm VCU, man, do I turn up the pressure right now.
Harris, a very quick shot. Out it goes, and the officials looking at each other here. And Padilla says it stays right here with 8:30 to go. Mike Roberts and Tony Padilla getting together on that.
They'll have a 20 on the shot clock. And again, Mark Byington has been really good scoring off these plays out of bounds under.
Nickel right away. Bang!
I think that was a set play. I think they get that ball inside and started Nickel on the inside of the defense, and an exit cut to the top side. A huge basket.
Andy, they're a high percentage scoring out of timeouts. Amazing. And the foul will go on Collins. Why indeed?
Why? I mean, I'm getting mad at you because of that foul. I mean, you're my partner right now, but you've already got foul trouble at your guard spots if you're Collins and you're fouling someone 35 feet from the rim. Watch Nickel. Yeah, he starts inside with his head under the rim. That's just a decoy move because he's going to make that exit cut up top. To your point, Byington has been money with his out-of-bounds calls and out of timeouts.
Well, his kids have been executing. 1-and-1 Lewis to the line. Looking at the foul trouble. Collins, Miles, Tanner, Washington. A lot of it for the Commodores. So Tanner with the ball going around the back. Lewis hounding him. They go one-on-one, and there's a foul at the end of it.
Sometimes you just have to burn the pressure off, man. Just lower your head and burn the pressure off. Virginia Tech and St. Mary's will be in that NCAA tournament in March.
St. Mary's won yesterday despite 2 for 16 from 3. I don't know if you can count on that again in this tournament.
Yeah, I would not.
The way they shoot it. So Tanner at the line, 86% for the sophomore. He has a 12-point game before this foul shot. And out it goes with 7:49 to play, and VCU needs a run.
They do, and if you're Vanderbilt, you cannot relax for one possession. I know you're up 12, but you're playing against a team that can go on an 8-9-0 run just like that. And I'm sure Mark Mind can continue to talk about intensity and toughness and fight, even with a 12-point lead. At least he better be.
Lewis will take a long one and nothing but net. For the kid from Washington, D.C., 16 points.
Yeah, just you take those dare threes. Vanderbilt just a little soft, a little low on the exchange.
Tanner sets it up. Here's Harris. And a foul here. A little shove in that action to go against Vandy. And a personal foul on Okereke, his second.
To my point, from 12 to 9, and now possibility of this being a 6-point game. Just like that.
Then the pattern of the game. The Rams are down only 2 at halftime after trailing by 16 in the opening minutes. Lewis on the drive, swatted away by Washington.
Vanderbilt did not have that rim protection last year. Mark Byington went and got Washington specifically for that reason. Too easy.
Indeed, it's Tanner all by himself for the basket. Give him 14 points. And another whistle. And we've had a lot of those today. With 6.5 to go.
I said it's too easy because you're down 9. And you allow Tyler Tannell and Vanderbilt to really not run offense. They just came down and the hips got open right there by Nyk Lewis, and that's an easy read and easy money for Tyler Tanner. It came after the block shot. I talked about what Vanderbilt went and got in the portal specifically, and Washington delivered, which ignited TT at the other end.
So Vandy with 4 of those. Tracy at the line. 63% misfiring on it. 76-65. Got to watch Vandy's ability to nail those threes, particularly with Tanner and Nickel on the floor. Miles up against the big. Swings it out. Okereke back inside.
What a pass by A.K. Okereke. That's your 4-man delivering a dollar bill. Price of inflation, we no longer drop dimes. We've got to drop dollar bills, right?
Thank you for that. Lewis, nifty spin. Djokovic thought about a long-distance shot. He wants the paint, though. Pounding it to the deck. Difficult angle, no. Washington shovels that ahead for Tanner. He could really put a vice grip on this thing. Miles in heavy traffic will draw the foul. Duke Miles just putting his head down. He's got a smile on his face, but it got a little bit rough in there. 5:41 left.
We talked about it yesterday, how good of a passing team Vanderbilt is at all 5 spots. And you're going to see Okereke, who's your starting 4 or 5, however you want to label it. This ball comes out to him, and watch this. One bounce, boom, and a quick little flip strike to a cutting Washington. Hard to guard.
Duke Miles at the line, where he was perfect yesterday. 12 for 12. He has 14. And VCU better watch out, because Vandy could be on the edge of putting this game away if the Rams aren't careful. They've been able to force turnovers today and climb back in time and time again. How many times can you go to that well?
Yeah, not a lot left now with under 6 minutes to go. Cannot have empty possessions right now if you're VCU.
Lewis takes the handoff, trying to break free of Tanner. Tracy went to make a cut, nothing there. Djokovic on Washington, put it to the deck, nearly lost it. And now out of nowhere, Nyk grabs it. Nice catch by Okereke.
Yeah, it was. He'd be a heck of a tight end, would he not?
I was thinking as he was about to sail into the broadcast station, oh, what a nice tight end he would have been right into us.
For Diego Pavia, right?
With his size.
Vanderbilt quarterback, he could use him.
Yeah.
They got a big one Saturday in Knoxville against Tennessee, football-wise.
Tanner off the window and drops it in.
I just think he's really, really good. I don't know. Top 10 in the country, point guard, however you want to describe him. I think he's right there with the best of them.
That timeout. 8-0 run here for Vandy. You could really feel that coming.
When you got three dudes at that guard spot like Collins, Tyler Tanner, and Duke Miles, you can play with anyone. And it's backed up by Okereke and McLaughlin that are very difficult mismatch problems. And that Vanderbilt offense, OB, they came in averaging 125 points per 100 possessions, which is good enough right now in early season, the 6th best offense in the country.
4:46 to go, and Vanderbilt surging here in this semifinal and hoping to play at 1 o'clock tomorrow in the winner's bracket. 82-65 as they have expanded the lead again here against VCU. It's the biggest lead of the day for the Commodores.
If you're Mark Byington in that huddle right now, you got to make sure your guys are locked in and you coach this thing like it's a tie ball game, because the quick strike ability of VCU is still in play with 4:46 to go. And if you're Mark Byington, you disregard the crowd noise and the hype music, and you make sure your guys are locked in and understanding we cannot turn this dadgum thing over. Limit them to 1. Don't put them on the foul stripe. All the things that happens with the lead. You can't let your foot off the pedal right now if you're Vanderbilt.
Now Vandy 11 out of 20 beyond the 3-point line. Check out the foul situation. Well, we will have the second game coming up, which we expect to be a terrific basketball game between the Hokies and the Gales, Virginia Tech and St. Mary's.
Mark Byington's got an expensive bottle of water over there, by the way. Those things are $11 a piece.
$11.
Yeah, I bought one. That's what they charged me.
Pace yourself with that one.
It's lasted me 3 days.
Tracy giving it up for Hill Jr. Rams need a hot hand immediately from the corner. On this shot, it won't be Nyk Lewis, and the rebound comes right to Vandy.
It's really good defense by Vanderbilt. Tyler Tanner came off, tagged the roll guy, recovered to the shooter. A lot of good things right now for this Vanderbilt team going their way.
Tanner will take his time here as we approach the 4-minute mark. And Vandy with the comfortable advantage. Nickel just about from the logo, but too strong. He's been a major factor today for the Commodores, though. And out it goes. So we will take a timeout.
Off the drive, but off the finish, and just a tough cover. Hot hands defensively as well. Total package.
We'll give Tanner our player of the game, brought to you by Barbasol. 16 points, just about perfect shooting it, and 5 assists. So the sophomore out of Brentwood, Tennessee, the star turn today. He was held to 11 points in round 1, so really bumped it up today in the semis.
Two-time Gatorade High School Player of the Year out of Brentwood Academy. And local kid that stayed home, they got a good one.
Hill Jr. with a miss from 3. And it's all Vanderbilt here down the stretch. VCU, by the way, scoreless for about 4 minutes.
And Vanderbilt's going to go from a no-huddle, hurry-up, throw the ball all over the field team to a handoff and run the ball down the middle team right now. With 3:30 to go, and just choke this game down and limit the number of possessions. That's all it's about.
And Vandy, 3 minutes, 22 seconds away from going to 7-0 on the season. Miles negotiating inside, banks it, and to the line.
It's not just Tyler Tanner that you got to deal with. This kid right here actually has a better assist-to-turnover ratio and can score as well. These guys have battled through some foul trouble in the second half, and man, have they produced. That low crossover dribble, the hesitation, and boom. Take a hit, keep the eyes locked in. They are playing with a swagger.
Oh, you're the mayor of Paradise Island. Duke Miles, he might be the king.
He might be.
And after winning this tournament last year with Oklahoma, three-point play there to give him 18 today, hit 28 yesterday. Could be on his way to the most valuable player honor here. We shall see. A long way to go yet. Another semifinal to come at 2:30. On the shovel, Mitchell will drop in two.
Good job by VCU. It's called a turn and burn, dribble handoff. You get that ball handler turning as he gets it, and he has momentum coming downhill. It's hard to cover.
And VCU finally getting back in the scoring column. 85-67. And Miles to run some clock.
But we think about the energy that Vanderbilt has played with today, and you pointed out, I believe that Monday's practice or Tuesday, Mark Byington at the end circled his guys up and said, do not waste your energy while we're here on the island. We got 3 games in 3 days. He was very specific, was he not, about how much time we're going to spend on the beach and making sure that energy stays high and not low, not giving it to the wrong things. And so far, so good.
It certainly has been the case. He gathered the guys in a circle. He pointed to his watch. He said, okay, you got 90 minutes. The pool or the beach. You want to do the lazy river. Go see Jimmy with the Dolphins. Whatever you want to do. But it's 90 minutes. And then I want you back in your rooms, because every up and down is wasted energy, whether that's in the ocean, pool, or everything else. And it's a smart move to make. You and I have both done tournaments in great sunny places like this, which are really built for the fans. I say, come on down. This is an amazing stay for us, but for the players, it's a work trip.
If you see a team that steps out onto the floor in Maui or Atlantis and they got sunburns, they're done. I'm telling you, they're done.
Yes.
And St. Mary's got a bunch of guys that have not been in the sun. We're going to see them. Those guys are here for business as well. But just all the small things you learn this time of the year in tournaments like this. I think at the end of the day, you remove the weeds so you can grow. Like, what are the weeds in our program? You learn from it so you can grow and move on. Very impressed with what Kansas did this week out in Las Vegas after losing to Duke by 14 in the champions. They come back, and Melvin Council Jr., Flory Badunga without Darren Peterson. Man, Kansas really impressed me, and Michigan, good gracious. Oh, I can't think of a more impressive feast week out of a team in the last several years than what Michigan did to knock Auburn by a 30-piece and to come right back the next night and do it to Gonzaga. That's a real team, man.
Especially those levels of opponents.
Yes.
For sure. VCU with a challenge there. The call is upheld. This is what they were looking at moments ago. On the baseline. And 2:26 to go. So Phil Martelli losing his challenge, and Vandy will have it.
Those challenges, I think the majority of them can be held for the last 2 minutes when officials aren't going to the monitor to check out of bounds off of, and those coaches are going to save one in their back pocket. Especially in conference play, man, when things get magnified, every possession grows on you.
Now, Vandy, a very impressive run here these last 10 or 15 minutes. Backed around and out by Miles. This was a 2-point game at halftime.
It was.
And VCU had just lost Djokovic, their big man, right at the end of the first half, but he came back. And you figure, well, that's going to inspire a lot of life in the Rams, but it's been Vandy's second half, even with his return. So we're down to the last couple of minutes. And Vandy about to move on to the championship game in the battle for Atlantis here in Nassau, the Bahamas. It'll be Miles to the line. He continues to pour it on, the grad out of Montgomery, Alabama. He was played for Troy, High Point, Oklahoma, and now Vanderbilt. He is 9 for 10 at the line. And another one coming for Duke Miles. Looking for a 20-point game for the second straight game, and he gets there here on the island.
With the value in the portal of old, good, winning guards. And that describes Duke Miles. Heck of a player last year for Porter Moser at Oklahoma. He has been a lot of juice in this Vanderbilt offense.
Cutting it a little bit. Noel with a long one from downtown. And some pressure here from VCU. We look ahead now to the second semifinal, Jimmy. Virginia Tech and St. Mary's. Really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, no doubt that the size of St. Mary's could be a problem. I don't know about the interior defense of Virginia Tech. We're going to get a better feel for that. If St. Mary's were to win, Vandy and St. Mary's in the championship game would be a rematch of the NCAA tournament last year. St. Mary's eliminated Vandy in the first round by 3 points. So, man, there's a lot of stories right now. It's a good finish.
Hands off Washington with the stuff.
Washington deserves that. He's played really well today. Not just as a scorer, but his ball screen defense, his rim protection, very active game for
Miles
Washington.
with the pick, looking for the alley-oop for Turner, who is 6 feet. Not quite there. Hillary into the game. He'll kick that one for Terrence Hill Jr. and another 3. So he's hit a pair of them here down the stretch. 37 seconds to go. Well, Vandy with a marvelous second half, breaking open a tight game. They did it a couple of different times. Threatened to run away in the first half, ran away in the second.
They did. And the first thing we talked about when we came on the air is if you don't play hard against VCU, nothing else matters. And VCU, they executed it, but Vanderbilt played so hard today. And
here's a look at our play of the game, brought to you by Lodge Cast Iron.
well, going back to the Tyler Nickel jump shot, it was a 60-54 ball game at this point, and then Tyler Nickel just fills behind when Tyler Tanner grabs the paint, and the physical shooter, boom, sticks one to make the lead grow to 63-54, and it just kind of went from there. Just really well-balanced offense. Multiple guys doing damage today for the Commodores.
16 points for Nickel. Pitching in with 3 assists as well. And a big part of the story today for Vandy as they are about to go to 7-0. Into the backcourt for Tyler Tanner. Keep on driving and denied. Last 10 seconds of our first semifinal today. So Vandy will continue to move on in the winner's bracket and will await the winner of Virginia Tech and St. Mary's coming up shortly on ESPN here on your Thanksgiving.
You know Mark Bynum is going to be proud of his team because he challenged them yesterday. We only got 7 offensive rebounds. We got to get better and tougher on the glass. We got to get better at defending and keeping people squared up, and we can't continue to turn the ball over at a high rate. They cleaned up some of those things within the game today. Good teams fix the problem now. They don't wait till a week from now.
They come to the Bahamas. Yeah, you want to win the tournament. 3 games in 3 days, but you want to pick up a couple of wins.
No doubt.
More than anything else, and Byington has already done that. 89-74 the final. And the Commodores 7-0 on the season, dropping VCU to 4-3.